Oh, hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. How's it going there? It's an absolutely wet and windy day where I am, wherever you're in the world watching this, joining me now. Thank you very much for tuning in. Just wanted to make a video about the transfer dealings of the day. The main story, of course, is Neymar. Neymar of Barcelona apparently has agreed to join Paris Saint-Germain over in League One in France for somewhere in the region of 198 million something. I don't know if it's pounds, I don't know if it's euros, I just know it's 198 million of them. Probably friggin' lira, because 198 million pounds or euros is way too much friggin' money. Oh my days, it's unbelievable. In fact, 198 million euros, say. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, seriously, what the hell is going on in the footballing world? Neymar going to PSG for somewhere in the region of 198 million. The actual contract is apparently worth about 500 million euros over the length of the 5 years. It's a 5-year deal, somewhere in that region in terms of bringing him in with the transfer fee and also paying out the wages. I've read that he is going to be paid £500,000 a week after tax. Are you serious? £500,000 a week after tax. What? That's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, this dwarfs the world record for the highest fee ever paid in Paul Pogba, and then who else was it before it? You've had big transfers like Ronaldo for 80 million, and Lukaku, of course, for somewhere in the region of 70 million. You know, it makes that look like chump change, doesn't it? It makes the Lukaku deal look like chump change. Paris Saint-Germain have really put their hands in their pockets this time. How is this within the regulations of financial fair play there? They're just spunking 198 million on one player, paying him €1 million a week, effectively, you know, before tax, and you know, and they're allowed to do that. I don't really understand it, but there you go. I think they will be getting a good player if the deal goes ahead. He has said he wants to leave. He said goodbye and had a little cuddle with Lionel Messi. He said all these things. He's done that. He's packing his bags as we speak, and he will be leaving for Paris Saint-Germain and finalising that deal over the next couple of days. So I think it's definitely going to happen now. It really is. I mean, you've got to look at the player. He is young. He's Brazil's best player. He's one of the best players in the world. He's had a ridiculous amount of success over in Spain, over for Barca, and of course before that for Santos. Over in Brazil, he was their star man over there doing it, scoring goals for fun. And of course, if you look at the last major competition for Brazil, he was their best player over in the World Cup there before he got injured and they had an absolute friggin' mare. Neymar's the man. You know, Neymar is absolutely the man. He's one of a handful of the best players in the world, no doubt about it. Really good player, really entertaining player, really skillful, creative. All the things you look for in a goal-scoring, attacking player. And that's why Barcelona got him in the first place. And he's actually surprised a lot of people as well, because a lot of people thought, well, yeah, he's doing it over in the Brazilian league. Can he actually come over to a major league in Europe and replicate that? And he's done that. He's been part of one of the most successful sides over there, and certainly one of the most frightening attacks. I mean, if you look at Suarez, Messi and Neymar, I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that anywhere in world football, does it? That is unbelievable. They're going to be without him. Of course, they're going to have a couple of $100 million to fill the gap, and Barcelona aren't going to have any problems doing that. In fact, I've heard that they'll be after Coutinho, so, you know, maybe that could help us out, because he's definitely Liverpool's best player, but it will give them a significant amount of money as well. But you never know, Coutinho could be going over there. But, I mean, for what Neymar has achieved over at Barcelona, I guess, you know, you could say he's earned this move, but I didn't think it'd be for anywhere near that money. He's over there, he's in Lionel Messi's shadow, he's in Suarez's shadow, he's in a couple of players' shadow over there. So it doesn't surprise me in a way, because I think maybe he wants to go somewhere where he can be the man, where he can be numero uno, where he can cement himself as the best player in the world, which is probably what he wants to be or do. And he's not really going to do that while he's over at Barcelona in the shadows of Lionel Messi, in the shadows of Suarez and those types of players. So I think it's sort of a sensible move for him. Paris Saint-Germain, they're a very good team. They're competing for the Champions League these days, especially if they're going out spending that sort of money and bringing in players of Neymar's calibre. They've had great players over the years. Certainly, Paris Saint-Germain are one of the strongest teams in Europe, even though domestically, you know, it's just a shit league, isn't it? It's a really shit league. There's only a couple of teams, them and Monaco, and you know, Lyon and Marseille and teams like that. But really, it's shit. really, it's only a two-horse race, and I think with Neymar in the side, with the side that PSG have got anyway, they're just going to run away with it every year. So in terms of silverware, in terms of winning things, in terms of, you know, getting that that page in history with all his accolades and everything he's won on, it's a good move because he's going to win loads of trophies over there, and still Paris Saint-Germain can compete for the biggest trophy in European football, which is the Champions League. They're going to be competing for that and challenging for that and qualifying for it every single year, no worries. So in those terms, I think it is actually a really clever move for Neymar and his own personal sort of profile to perhaps build himself into the world's best player, because as I say, you can't really do that in the shadow over there in Barcelona. But if you're joining me right now, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to read a few comments now and interact with you guys. Please do me a favour. Smash a like on this video. Also give it a share on social media. It would be much appreciated. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about it, because it's unbelievable. This dwarfs the highest amount ever paid for anybody by almost double. In fact, it's more than freaking double, isn't it? Isn't it more than double the Pogba deal? Where has this come from? I mean, football has just gone absolutely fucking mad. I mean, you've got nurses on 16k a year, and Neymar's getting 500k a week after tax, and the transfer fee's 198 fucking million. Soon they're going to be paying like 7 million, you know, just to get managers. In fact, they've already done that, haven't they? Maybe managers in the future are going to come with like, oh, let's just sign Carlo Ancelotti for 45 million pounds. It might happen. Football's gone mad in terms of the money. Let me read some of your comments coming through now. Shaju Khan says, no one is going to watch PSG. Fuck French football. I like your attitude there, pal. Yeah, I mean, it's not the most entertaining of things, is it? It's not up there with the standard of the English league, the German league, the Spanish league. Even the Italian league is better. So yeah, it's not one of the premier leagues in Europe, but it is still a good league. It is probably the 5th best league in Europe. And of course, PSG are one of the best teams in Europe. And maybe that's been a little bit polite, but you know, they're up there, they've got the money. That's the all-important thing. These teams with the money, they can just go out there and do a Chelsea a la back in the day when Roman Ibrahimovic came in, that's not his name, and obviously changed Chelsea's fortunes. Well, the same thing happened with PSG a few years ago, and it seems like it's not stopping. That's an unbelievable figure, though. It's too much, way too much. I don't understand how it works in terms of financial fair play. If anybody knows about it, can shed some light on it, please do, because to me, it just seems like they're pretty much playing Football Manager. They've like added 6 managers on Football Manager, and then they've bought all the team's players, given themselves a shitload of money, and now they're just going to town. That's what it seems like. It seems like they're playing a video game over there in France. So, yeah, I just think it's kind of ridiculous, and it almost spoils the game in a way. I know this is just the way things are going with money and all the commercial rights and everything involved, and it's a huge market, the amount of money these teams make and the leagues make, and everybody makes being associated with football these days. So who really cares if the players are getting it? It doesn't bother me. But just the fact that it's going that direction, and it's probably only going to get worse. Who's going to be the first £500 million player? Sorry, £500 million player. Who's going to be the first £500 million player? I think, who was it? Was it Trevor Francis or maybe Gordon Strachan? One of those two, I think it was, who was the first £1 million player. And I always remember my dad telling me about it, saying it was absolutely ridiculous that somebody was paying another club £1 million just to get a footballer to play for them. The first £1 million player. Was it Trevor Francis? Let me know if you're watching right now. I think it was. But you know, this is a quarter, almost a quarter of £1 billion for a human being, flesh and bones, to put on a shirt, go out there with some silly knobbly boots on and kick a pigskin around for 90 minutes. 200 million? You're having a fucking double day mare, PSG. But there you go. To get quality, got to pay for it. Neymar is one of the best players in the world. Barcelona were not going to part company with him easy. Why would they? Like I say, they've got the best trident of penetration in Europe, pretty much, with Messi, Suarez and Neymar. Unbelievable talents. They could easily just keep hold of them and have ridiculous success over the next however many years. But of course, that sort of a figure, that sort of a transfer offer made by PSG has obviously made them reconsider, because you can't turn down that sort of money. Back in the day when we had Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United, when Real Madrid came knocking, you couldn't really turn down £80 million at the time. Now that seems cheap, and it has been the best value for money of almost any transfer ever for Real Madrid. But at the time, it was like, how can you turn that money down? It's ridiculous. You know, it's a ridiculous amount of money. But nowadays, you know, with the way the TV rights are, and, you know, Bournemouth getting £100 million at the start of the season, or for the, you know, 60 million or whatever it is for the TV rights. These teams are making big, big money. And it's only going to go one way, unless they cap it, of course, which I think maybe they should, because it gets a little bit ridiculous, doesn't it? Like I said a moment ago, who is going to be the first £500 million player and then the first £1 billion player? Are you serious? You're going to play £1 billion freaking euros or pounds for a footballer? I know that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Sounds fucking ludicrous, doesn't it? Give it 10 years, lads. Give it 10 years, 20 years, who knows? We've gone from Alan Shearer, 15 million quid, you having a laugh? To 200 million for Neymar. We've gone from that. You know, it's quite ridiculous. It's insane. But there we are. Everybody who is tuning in right now, thank you very much for joining me on Flying Pig United. You're a bunch of legends. Smash a like on it, as I said. Some anonymous dude, he comments and says, there are some clubs worth less than 200 million. There's a lot of clubs worth less than 200 million. In fact, any championship club, pretty much, it's got to be worth less than 200 mil. So yeah, to put it in that perspective, it goes to show what a ridiculous offer it is for one human being. Vincent Rodriguez says, every one of us on this chat has a value over 30 million. I don't know what he means. I think he's saying if Neymar's worth 200 mil, then we're worth 30 million. Well, you know, I wouldn't go that far, pal. Maybe you are. Maybe you're the next prodigy. But me, I'm probably worth about 250 quid. I don't know, and that's probably just to, you know, cut the oranges up at half time, but there you go. I'm actually pretty decent in goal, you know what I mean? I'm a brick wall. No, seriously, it's just gone mad, hasn't it? Football has changed over the years. Football, the money in football is crazy. Look at Trevor Francis, look at Gordon Strachan. When these players were going for £1 million or 750k and all that, it was the same deal back then. It was the same thing. People scratching their heads going, what? How is there that value in that? How is that happening? It's madness. We'll give it 30 years, 20 years. You know, 10 years ago it was, you know, Ronaldo for 80 million. Not even 10 years ago. 10 years before that, you're talking, you know, Shearer going for 15 million. Well, now players are going for hundreds of millions of pounds. And this is a bit of a special situation because obviously it's never happened before to that extent. We had the Pogba deal, which was a world record at the time, somewhere in the region of £90 million. So this is way more than that. It's more than double the Pogba deal. So it's breaking it and going through the ceiling by some considerable margin. I don't know really what this means for football, but I think it's sort of messed up. It's kind of messed up that PSG could just go out there and do that. What about the financial fair play? Surely some shit's going to happen in regards to that. Callum Piper says, if Neymar is 198 million, how much for Fellaini? 500 million. Steady on now, pal. He's still only going to be worth about 3 million, isn't he? But no, fair play to him. Neymar's got the move. PSG, they're really looking to strengthen. Of course, they're going for the Champions League now. They are. This is a signal with intent. 198 million to smash the world record, being one of the best players in world football into your side. Brazil's best player. He's still young. He's only going to get better. And he will be a significant improvement to PSG's side. Any side in the world would have Neymar in it, quite frankly. They just would. Maybe you don't like that style of player. You know, all the antics, the diving. He's very frail, isn't he? He's weak as piss. You know, he's not a big, strong type attacking centre forward at all. He's your tricky. He can play all the way across the front line. You know, attacking midfield on the left there, on the right, in the centre. He can do it all up there. And he's very, very intricate and tricky with his play. Technically unbelievable. So PSG have got themselves a very good player by doing this, but it's way too much money. Way too much money. Just, you know, just a ridiculous amount anyway. But just wanted to make a video because this is unbelievable news, you know, for any human being to be going from one place to another place to work, to do anything for 198 million, that's big fucking news. Neymar is going to be the most expensive player in the world, as long as this deal all goes through in a couple of days, which looks like it's going to. He's going to be finalising the deal in the next couple of days, crossing the T's, dotting the I's in terms of the personal terms. Barcelona, as I understand it, surely they've already agreed to this 198 million done deal. They'll get the money in there. It's a huge amount of money for them. They can reinvest that, bring in some classy players, a la Coutinho, someone like that. And maybe now, if they fork up, you know, 90 million, 100 million for somebody like Coutinho, there's no way Liverpool could say no to that either. So let me know what you guys think about it. Please do get comments in, and thank you for joining me on this very, very, very wet Wednesday. It's absolutely disgusting outside. Get your thoughts and opinions in on the Neymar transfer from Barcelona to PSG. Do you think football's gone mad? I think it's just gone absolutely insane. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Thank you very much for tuning into this video on the channel. Do me a favour, smash a like on it. Also, you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff is Mr. Flying Pig HD. So go and do that. But for now, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Let's get this channel to 20,000 subscribers soon. Let's do it. Come on, we've been stagnating for a while. I have been away for a significant amount of time. Not been doing as many videos as I would have liked. But if you can help out, tell a friend, you know, tell your granny, tell anybody about this channel. Get them to subscribe to it, hack into their account and subscribe to my channel on their freaking account. They didn't even need to know about it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you very, very soon. Come back in a few minutes' time when this video has been published to YouTube so you can come back and get your comments in, which will permanently stick around. But for now, have yourself a freaking good one. I'll see you very soon. This is the Pig. Take it easy.